Hello, welcome to Beyond the Ball. I am Collie, and this week I am joined by Big Paddy. Paddy, what's happening?
What's the story? How's it going?
You
I
know what?
was frantically trying to move my camera there. It fell. Like all the credits were on. I was like, oh, why don't I have a camera crew and all here? We're doing this like nearly 2 years now. I am. Fuck's sake.
Paddy, glory, not so glory, man. United. Look, stop it.
Finally, the FA Cup.
No, I'm not accepting that. I'm talking
Come on.
about the real European Cup where you bottled it. Absolutely
Yeah.
bottled it.
I blame
So,
Maguire.
yeah, no.
I'm
Paddy, we'll be going into it pretty quick. We're going to be looking at the results and stuff like that from this week. There's a bit to get through here tonight, Paddy. So it'll be a good pod. We're going to look at the matches that have happened in the last kind of week or so. We're going to look at a bit of news of the week that's happening, Paddy. We'll have a look at the fantasy football, give us a quick update on the league coming up towards the last couple of weeks. So be interesting to see what's happening there. And then we will give our score predictions for... We have midweek, so we have tomorrow games, and then there's weekend games as well. So there's fucking a fair bit to get through. So we'll jump first into the football review, Paddy. Yes, Paddy, the first one up. Sit back in that chair, get yourself ready.
In a counselling session.
And waiting you hear all the excuses under the sun. Paddy has got spanked 3-0 against Sevilla. What happened? And don't you dare just go, Harry Maguire.
I was about to say, in 2 words, Harry Maguire happened.
Let's go. Give us a rundown on what you thought here.
It was a shambles from the whole team. There was no one even like they couldn't string a couple of passes together. Eriksen and Casemiro in the middle, I thought, they'd be fairly solid, but from the back to the front, it was just an absolute shambles. But I honestly believe it did start from the back, and I think I said it last week. I felt sorry for Maguire, but I do honestly believe now that his own performances aren't only affected. I believe his lack of confidence is affecting the other players around him. I'm only really starting to realize now that Lindelof is actually a decent defender, but Maguire makes him look bad. Because he's been having to play beside him all the time, and even De Gea, that game, like I've watched previous games this season as well, where he just doesn't want to pass it to Maguire because he knows he's just terrible on the ball. Yeah. And you say like he does it for England and all, but like I don't know, is it confidence? I'm not sure, but all I do know is he needs to move on, and I don't think I'll find it hard to see him now on the side against Tottenham or Villa now in the next 2 games because. You see in the weekend, Shaw and Lindelof, I would rather see at centre back as opposed to Maguire and Lindelof. But it all depends on whether they can stay fit as well till the end of the season. But I don't think he should be starting any games unless it's like when we played Notts Forest a few weeks ago and we could get the clean sheet there. But it was an absolute disaster. It was as bad as the Liverpool game, if not worse in terms of performance. We should have had the game wrapped up in the first leg. In the first half, we were 2-0 up.
But
a couple of bad decisions. As I said, the first really bad decisions and that I've seen Ten Hag make. But look, he made them. He wanted to rest a couple of players, and it bit us on the ass. And it came back and look, it just wasn't for us. But look, if you talked to me at the start of the season, said you'll win the Carabao Cup, you'll be in the FA Cup final, and it's looking like you're going to get Champions League football for the following season, probably would have bit your hand off.
Yeah, big difference from the season before. But Paddy, the one thing I did notice, right, and now again, you're probably not going to like what I'm about to say here. Manchester United fans, right?
Yeah,
I've never seen a group of or set of fans turn on a player so much than I've seen them turn on David De Gea after that game. The amount of posts I've seen from Manchester United fans saying, get him out of the club, he's useless, blah, blah, blah. Now, look, he does make mistakes, seems to tend to do it against a lot of Spanish teams, but the amount of people that I've seen just completely turn on him, and like, I don't think De Gea is that bad. Look, like you were saying with the Harry Maguire thing, when Harry Maguire is sitting in front of him, he doesn't want to pass the ball to him, which I can't fucking blame him. So there's a lack of confidence there if he's sitting in front of him. But like, he's saved you so many times in the last year or two when times have been rough. And to see some of the posts they're saying now, Paddy, these are just random Man United fans that I don't really know, but I see them on the stories on the Instagram and stuff like that. And it kind of made me think that United fans, just like some of them are just so fucking plastic and like they are in it for the likes of the glory and they'll only back him when they're winning. All of a sudden he's winning a pound shoot, he doesn't save anything, and then they're like, oh yeah, he's great again. Like what do you think of the head? Like and the United fan base towards him?
Oh, no, look, I just there's a couple of elements. There's one that United are the biggest supported club in the world. So you're bound to get more gobshites and plastic fans coming in there. But then for some as well, it would be an emotional reaction because he was culpable for 3 of the goals.
Yeah.
Should he have passed it to Maguire for the first one? For the second one, for the header, he probably should have got to that because it looped over his head and he was very close to it. And for the third one, what was that control outside the box? It was just shocking. So, even I was saying to myself, like, he was on more money than anybody. He's taking a reduced contract. But would I like to see a better ball playing goalkeeper between the sticks? Yeah, it's quite possible. Like, I wouldn't be brokenhearted if De Gea left. Like, a good servant to the club, absolutely. I wouldn't be saying on Twitter and Instagram and all them, I want him gone. He's like, I respect for what he's done for the club, but again, I wouldn't lose any sleep if he went.
Yeah, I just find I get when I have players like that at my club, I find I get attached to them and I really try to defend them as much as I can. Now, the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek is another story because he's been there like fucking 8 years, but he's been out on loan and he's been all over the place and he's been third for Chelsea. But like, I just think De Gea, like, he's gone through like remember when he's first signed, that's such a kind of a roller coaster story. He was a kid. He was making all these mistakes, and it really stuck with him and kind of gave him that chance to prove that he was kind of an elite keeper, which you have to put him in the elite bracket, I suppose. And he's really kind of came out the other side of that. And then all of a sudden, then you start seeing a few little mistakes again creeping up, and people are already on his case. Like, for me, that's like, you try to defend him as much as you can, but then there's only so much that you can take where you're like, all right, well, look, he's probably just not the right fit anymore. Like,
I believe Man United made De Gea look better than he is because United haven't been the same team in the last 10 years that they were before Fergie left. So he has been the elite player in to be honest with you, quite poor teams. I know we had good players and stuff, but what I always seen at United, like their best teams, was you've got like a Schmeichel or a Van der Sar, commanding keepers. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone that owns that area. Because if you had someone there like that, I don't think Maguire would be as affected as bad. I'd say you'd get much better performances because there would be an element of De Gea is not great on the ball either.
Yeah.
So when the three of them are playing together, I'd say there's a lot of nervousness going on, especially a big night in Sevilla. The crowd were on top of them. The players were pressing them really high. You want a goalkeeper there that, owns that whole area. That's his box. That's his area. And he owns the defenders. He tells them what to do. He can see the whole pitch in front of him. He's seen Maguire there. De Gea, really, a good decision there, he should have just knocked it out play. Yeah. You could see there was 3 players around Maguire. Just don't play the ball. I know Maguire called for the ball, but I've seen plenty of times when Maguire has called for the ball off De Gea and he's just knocked it out.
So, I feel like sometimes when he's calling for that ball, he doesn't necessarily want it. He's just trying to drag a player away. Like, that's not him being smart. That's just him being tick. But like, subconsciously, he kind of knows that he's pretending that he wants the ball. That ball comes to him, all of a sudden he's nervous and he just tries to get rid of it. Like, and that's it. And it would just be just as well for De Gea just to stick his fucking boot through it, send it up the pitch, just get the team turned and get out.
I think there's an element as well for Maguire, like, asking for the ball there as well. I think that captain's armband may not have done him any favours whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because you see him constantly trying to act like the figurehead of the team. And I just don't think he has that personality. He's not a leader. I don't see it in him in any way.
You might maybe the players see it slightly in the dressing room because I haven't really heard that many players coming out and saying like, oh, he's not a good influence, and no one's come out and said he's unprofessional or anything like that. Like you touched on it last week, and it was a really good point on him that, like, although he's not being like kind of bad and his performances stuff, he doesn't really take ownership of the fucking shit he does. So
that's a leader.
That's a massive thing, like where you deflect and you always try blame someone else. That's a massive thing for your players having belief in you. If someone if you make a mistake and you come out and say, hold me hand up, made a bollock to that, the players then start believing in you a bit more. They say, right, well, look, at least he fucking owned it. Like,
Well, I believe last season everybody performed bad, so nobody could really look at Maguire and say, "No, you're shit."
yeah,
But this season, I don't believe Ten Hag would allow public shows of discontent in terms
yeah,
of players saying, Maguire, we don't trust them, blah, blah, blah. So I'd say you're starting to see clues, like when Anthony's celebrating his goal. Did you see that one? And he
yeah.
wouldn't shake hands with
It was
Maguire. And it
very harsh.
looked
Yeah,
wrong.
I didn't like
But
that. Yeah,
that's what you're kind of seeing behind. Like they're kind of looking at him, going, "Go at you're a joke." Like
yeah.
and it is sad to see. Like it really is.
It
But
is funny though.
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
poor Maguire getting paid 150 grand a week for being shit.
and the rest,
Oh,
I'd say, yeah, fucking hell,
exactly.
I know, big fucking mallet like myself. Me long lost brother.
Paddy, anything else to add on that when we move on to the next match? We do have a few to get
Absolutely
through.
not. I don't want to ever talk about it again.
We might bring it up at the end of the show. Paddy, the next result we're going to go to is Arsenal and Southampton. So Arsenal, Paddy, I nearly nailed this prediction. Last week I said it was going to be 2-2, and I said that Arsenal were going to equalise in the 88th minute, and they were going to try push for another goal, try get it, and they weren't going to get it. It was 3-3. They did score in the 88th minute, but it made it 3-1, and then they scored again in the 90th minute. Unbelievable game, pure entertainment. But Arsenal, again, bottling it.
Yeah.
And I just don't see any way back now. Like you can't drop points against Southampton. There's no way you can allow it to happen. And at this stage in the season, with a Manchester City game coming up next, I don't think they're going to win it. I think they're going to fuck it up. What do you think?
It's the third draw on the bounce. Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton. They've conceded 7 goals. I think before that, all season, they'd only conceded something like 26 or 27 goals in the previous 30 games.
Yeah.
So it's nearly like they've gotten Maguire at centre back for them. I just do not understand what's after going wrong with their defense. And all you can put it down to, like, because the injury list isn't that bad. That they've got good players here and there, but Saiba, he's missing.
He's been
is
missing,
he bigger miss than we think?
Possibly.
But it's nerves. That has to be like it. We don't want to say it, bottling it.
Yeah. It is inexperience, and this is why I've said it. I think the first video I put out about Arsenal not winning the league was back in January, and it wasn't because fair enough, I was trying to get a reaction out of Arsenal fans and I got one, but I honestly did think that they were very inexperienced and that this was going to be the downfall of them. That their inexperience would eventually catch up with them. They'd get nervous. They'd start having these type of results. They drew with West Ham too well before as well. So I just think that the inexperience of this team is what's causing it. And look, I think you can only gain experiences by going through this type of thing. But I do fear that with the likes of Chelsea spending big money, United possibly getting taken over, spending big money. Man City always spend big money. Liverpool hoping for an investment and then trying to get that in. Newcastle now coming up. I think it might be too little, too late, and they probably don't have that big, massive investment that they can fall back on.
You don't know what's going to happen with Spurs. Aston Villa as well are going to be stronger next season. With good evening. Look, what's really, really disheartening for Arsenal now is that teams know they're delicate now, so they're going to go at them even harder. Whereas before the Liverpool game, there was an element of fear creeping in for when you play against Arsenal, because they were playing really, really well. It was one of those title-winning teams where you're going to sit back, soak up the pressure, maybe try and catch them on the break. But now teams see that they're delicate and they're going to go for the throat, and that's why now they're conceding so many goals. And I think it's going to be a similar story for the rest of the season. I think City are not only going to just win it by a couple of points, I think they're going to run away with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so, because Arsenal still have to play Chelsea as well, and I'm just hoping Chelsea can fucking do something so we can absolutely gloat about it. So, Paddy, will we move on? You don't want to add anything else on that one?
No. That's
cool.
I have to say, I'm not happy about it. I wouldn't have mind seeing Arsenal winning the league, to be quite honest with you. But just the City.
I'm delighted. I hate them. I hate their fans. I think they're fucking pricks. I don't like them. Yeah, sorry if you are an Arsenal fan, but yeah, you're a prick.
Sitting on the fence again, Collie.
As always. Right, we'll move on to the next one. Forest versus Liverpool. Again, this one here we could have done with Connor to give us a bit more insight on it. I watched some of the game. Diogo Jota on the score sheet again, 2 goals. The worst thing about it was I was about to get him into me fancy football, and I said, you know what, I'll get Salah instead. Now, in fairness, Salah scored anyway, so it wasn't that bad. But it was a missed opportunity. But Paddy, anything to add on Liverpool, and actually, they are now talking again of getting top 4. Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we got 6 games left. They're only like 5-6 points off the top 4. So it could happen. But Newcastle, watching them against Tottenham, I just don't. It'd be really, really tough ask for them. But then United have now Spurs and Villa in their next 2 games as well. So, we have to get the points as well.
They're in 7th at the moment, and they're 9 points behind, but they've played a game extra. And that's of United now, who are sitting in 4th. So Liverpool have played 31 games, and they're sitting there with 50 points. United are in 4th with 30 games played and 59 points. So I think it's probably just a stretch.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think it was that much.
It's a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think they're still losing.
Looking at this game, you heard it here first. # Virgil van Schoi. He's gone. He's gone.
He's dirt, isn't he?
Oh my God! Like, and I was talking to Liverpool supporters on Saturday night, and they were even saying it like he's as bad as Maguire now.
Yeah,
you just can't trust him. But it's a bigger concern again now for Liverpool, because the investment they need in that squad now is astronomical. Like, it's the whole midfield right across the park.
Yeah.
Defense. Like, they're looking at their left back now. They're talking about moving. Well, not they're talking about it, but Trent has to move up to be a midfielder now, I think, because he's just not reliable enough as a left back. He really isn't.
Right back.
Oh, right back.
Robertson's left back. Yeah.
Robertson.
Yeah. No. In fairness, Liverpool fans have been saying it, and I think Connor has been saying it before on the pod, that moving Trent in the midfield might be a better option. But I always thought that thing, like, right, you've got someone on the wing. He's very good at going down the wing. But when he's like a 180 player. But when you've got someone that's like playing on the wing their whole life, they never really turn out to the right, because, like, there's nothing to go out to the right. Do you know what I mean? When you're going down the wing, you turn inside. So now he has to be a 180 player. He's going to play that central role. He has to be able to open up both ways. So his vision now has to become a lot better than it was. Look, it is pretty good. He has a good passing range. It probably is a good option, but they need to strengthen with a right back and get someone there that can cover him.
Yeah. Well, the only way they could do it as well is if they had 3 centre backs and they just played him as a high playing right back, But at the moment they barely have 1 decent centre back, so that just means they have to buy 3 top class centre backs along with 3 top class midfielders. And the only place where they probably won't have to invest in is up front, because they've got Salah, they've got Nunez, they've got Diaz, they've got Jota. So the numbers up there, but definitely the completely new midfield and defence nearly. And Liverpool haven't got the money, so I don't think they'll be anywhere up around the top next season.
The only way that'll happen is if they do get that financial backing that they are looking for, and someone does come in and invest. They don't want to sell the club, but they want investment into the club. So it'd be interesting to see if that actually happens. Anything else to add on that, Paddy? No?
Nope.
Right, we're going to move on to one that'll cheer you up a little bit, or will it? Brighton versus United, semi-final. He's won on penalties. 0-0. He's are shite. They hamages, they battages for most of the game. But he's managed to get lucky and get through on penalties. Give us your analysis on this game.
Extremely resilient performance after the Sevilla game, because again the confidence could have been shot. We were playing with a makeshift defense. Again, Casemiro, Fernandes, and Eriksen have not lost the game when the 3 of them start in midfield, which is a good stat. I think in 19 games they haven't. I think they've won 16 and drawn 2 or 3. But Fernandes came off with a dodgy ankle. He was in a boot there the other day, so we're unsure for the Tottenham game. But in terms of this game here, Brighton were very good, very, very good. We had to weather the storm for long periods of the game, but we did. We defended resolutely, and we had a couple of chances ourselves. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a beast. Went to penalties, and the Austrian sausage gave the ball the kiss of death. It was lovely. It was beautiful. But we won the penalty shootout. Like, it's always great to win a penalty shootout. The excitement is just absolutely brilliant. So it was a really good Sunday. And now we have to look forward to the final. But look, it's going to be a good day. Anyone could win. Carabao
Except
Cup,
United.
Carabao Cup, FA Cup final, and Champions League football for next season. I'm a happy supporter.
Paddy, some would say now I'm not throwing out who would say it, but some would say that Potter probably was holding Brighton back. Now I don't know who would say that, but
Yeah.
I honestly think that he might have been holding them back, and they were actually a much better team than they showed. And now all of a sudden they're starting to show that they're that great team. Another thing as well is Evan Ferguson has actually extended his contract till 2028, I believe, or 27. I think it's a 5-year deal. So that's great news for him. He's 18. He's fucking very promising. There was talk of Chelsea, United, Liverpool all interested in him, but he said, no, I'm doing well here. I'm going to fucking stay here. I'm going to try to be the main man. He's very young. He's probably doing the right thing, not putting himself in the deep water just yet. Let himself mature a bit, get himself built up and score. He'll probably get more minutes there anyway. So to me, it's all positive for him. Great to see as an Ireland supporter that we're finally seeing a good striker since fucking Robbie Keane.
The only fear I'd have for him is that this summer, a lot of the bigger clubs and buy some of the, the better players at Brighton, and he hasn't got the service anymore that he did this season. Because I could see in the final there, they have some players there that could easily be playing Champions League football in their squad. They're a really, really good side. So wait and see after the summer. Let's hope he still has the delivery next year and he can start knocking in a few goals.
Cool. The next one, Paddy, we won't spend too long on it, but Man City and Sheffield United, the other semi-final of the FA Cup. Mahrez scoring a hat-trick in this one. Fair play to him. I'm very surprised that they played Haaland in this game. I know it's a semi-final and they want to be sure they get to the final, but very surprising they played Haaland because, look, you're running risks of injury here. Champions League games coming up. You've got fucking the league coming up, which is very important to Man City, I think, as well. They might not let on it is, but I think it is. Haaland playing, I know he's the type of player that's going to piss and moan if he's not playing minutes, but what did you think? Do you think they're right just playing him and just saying, right, look, go and fucking play, or do you think they should be resting him?
No, I think considering the game it is, because, look, it's a semi-final. You play it and then you forget about it until the end of the season. And then when you get to play a final then, you just want to get into that final. But look, they didn't need him and it worked out.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, we'll move off that one. Paddy, the next one was an absolute calamity, this one. I was playing golf on Sunday morning and finished up, went into the clubhouse, had a few chicken wings, hot and spicy, gorgeous.
Hope there was no chicken wings on the swing.
Oh no, there was the worst round of golf I've ever played in my life. I swear to God, it was so bad. But anyway, I came out. I'm sitting in the van. I'm putting my score in, and fucking Connor's waving me down. He's sitting parking right beside me, and I opened the window. I was like, "What's the story?" He's like, "Spurs 5-0 down after 20 minutes." I was like, "Shut up, you dope." He's like, "Spurs 5-0 down after 20." I'll get the phone out. I'm like, "What the fuck am I looking at?" So I missed 5 goals because we were in golf or in the clubhouse having a bit of food. But fucking hell, Paddy. 5-0 after 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a joke. If I was Son and Kane, I'd just want out of that club. It makes me worry now as a United fan because you're going to get a reaction now on Thursday night.
Yeah.
At Spurs Stadium. Or will you? Because that's shocking. That is absolutely shocking. Supposedly, Danny Rose was he's out of employment at the moment because they let him go, and he was standing on the sideline kind of going, I can't believe I lost my job to this shower of fucking gobshites.
They ended up sacking the fucking caretaker after this, which is kind of gonna come up. It's all kind of part of the fucking the news of the week that we have. Christian Stellini, that he was sacked after it, and it's just one of them things. Paddy, do you know what we'll do, right? have you anything else to say about this in terms of the result itself? Because we're going to move on to the news of the week, because we'll jump onto this straight away.
Yeah, no, I won't jump onto that. But again, I suppose for Newcastle, there was some beautiful goals they scored in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And it really strengthens their position for Champions League football now.
Yeah.
I think, again, because it was against Spurs, was nearly a 6-pointer for the Champions League spots.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at, like, I think now it's nearly sewn up that United and Newcastle will get it.
Yeah. Spurs doing Spursy things, Paddy, what?
That's it, yeah.
Right, well, look, we're moving off it. Go on.
Sorry, we won't be talking about players leaving, but do you think Kane will go this summer?
Well, Paddy, I actually have that in the news of the week as well.
Well, then let's move on.
You hold your horses there, right? So let me just pull this little graphic up for you. Right, news of the week, Paddy. I'm going to shock you with this one, right? Harry Kane to Manchester United. But no, the only reason I am touching on this is because after that result, that has to make the likes of Kane, Son, all them decent players reconsider their options and say, right, Harry Kane, he's all about records and winning, and like you can see he's in his own league in that team. And for me, this just might have been the final nail in the coffin for Harry Kane to say, right, I've spent my time here. I think I've done all I can do with this club. We got the Champions League final, lost it. I don't think I can win a trophy at this team anymore. It's time for me to jump ship. And who's the next team that are looking badly for a striker? Manchester United. And Manchester United have been heavily linked with Harry Kane. And that is why I think he possibly will go in the summer to Manchester United. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just reading the tagline and I'm thinking to myself, the big red machine out of WWE.
Oh, yeah. Walking into the dressing room like that with his glove.
Yeah, look, it would be a dream signing for me as a fan. It would be an absolute dream signing. And I think what Kane has to think about as well at Spurs, even if they get Nagelsmann, who, look, not that proven really. He's still a young coach as well. Yeah. But if they've had Jose Mourinho at the club, and he couldn't win a trophy.
Yeah.
Now he was sacked just before the final. He was sacked just before the final, which it was bad, very bad show on them because he probably would have won that. But if you're at a club and you can't win a trophy with Jose Mourinho at the club, you have to just say, look, this club is just cursed. I have to get out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Really, and he's better than that. Like, he is a world class. He's a world class striker. He's one of the best number 9s that are around. There's not many that are better than him. I would love Chelsea to sign him. I could never see him going to Chelsea because of the Spurs Chelsea kind of fucking rivalry there. But I would fucking give me the left arm to have Harry Kane standing up front for Chelsea, because that's exactly what we need. But he has to start thinking about himself now. He's getting towards the end of his career. What is he? 28, 29 now at this stage. Like, that's nearly prime time for a striker. You get over your 30s, and although it is changing slightly now, maybe like that, there's probably is a little bit more longevity in strikers and how effective they are in their later years. But he needs to start getting out there, getting into teams that are going to challenge. Look, if he had been at United this year, he would have won a cup, would have been in the final of another cup, would have had Champions League next year. Now it looks like he's getting no cup, no trophy, no nothing, no Champions League football. So he needs to reassess his career. And I think in his eyes, it'll probably be a blessing for him if Spurs don't get Champions League football, because I think that gives him a great excuse then to go into Daniel Levy and say, I want to play Champions League football. Time for me to go. Thanks for everything and goodbye.
Look, he has to look at, say, if you look at the elite players around and how they've looked after themselves. And he has looked after himself. He seems like he has his head on his shoulders. He's 30 in July. So he could easily sign a 4-year contract and play at the top of his game up until 34. And then you could even look at 35, 36 for a player of his stature. I think after that, then I think he'll obviously start waning. But in this day and age with modern science the way it is, sports science, I think he could easily get a nice deal. So I'd spend the 100 million on him as a United.
He's worth it. I think he's worth it. He's guaranteed goals. He's a proven goal scorer. Paddy, the next one, I'm just gonna. This was only myself, the notes, but I'm just gonna put up on the screen. I don't care. Spurs caretaker Christian Stellini was sacked after that embarrassing result. Ryan Mason will take over until the end of the season, and the fans have been given a refund out of the players' pockets for that game. So the players have come out and said, obviously, there was a statement put out. They've said that that's not good enough. We're not fucking. It was embarrassing. Take it out of our wages. So whatever the cost was of all the players' tickets or the fans' tickets, they've taken it out of their money, their own wages, and have given it back. So, in fairness, too little, too late, but a nice gesture from the players themselves to say that wasn't good enough. But sacking the caretaker manager, what's your thoughts on that?
It just makes the club look like a joke. It really does.
Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Chelsea. Yeah, it must be a London thing. Fucking, I just don't care. But like, at least you're holding on to Lampard. Like,
yeah,
let's just lose the next 3 games and you're fighting for relegation.
Could be gone.
I think we'll probably move on to Chelsea now in a few minutes. But Nagelsmann, I think bigger changes are needed at Tottenham than a new manager. I really do. There's something mentally wrong at that club. They couldn't buy a cup or a trophy. They had Jose Mourinho there. I keep going back to it, but I'm only realizing now, even as a United fan, he came in, he won the league, he won the Carabao Cup. Everywhere he goes, he just wins. Rome, he won the first cup of Roma for like 50 years or something like that. So yeah, they need. I think maybe the common denominator could be Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
great businessman, but is he a great football man? Does he have the right football people around him? Does he have too much control on the club? Because there's a bit of a smell of Ed Woodward there.
Yeah.
So great business wise, and the owners will love him because he's bringing in this revenue, and like they're just saying money. They don't obviously they care about the results, but they don't really care about the results. They just, the bottom dollar is what they care about. They're going to get European, whether it be Europa League or Champions League football. Although I think with this new stadium, the pressure's on for them to get Champions League football now because they won't be able to pay for it otherwise.
They need it, don't they?
But yeah, I don't even know what the answers are for Spurs, because this whole Spursy thing is really catching on as well. And
I love it.
It will seep into the squad, and they just won't win anything. So they need a strong manager to come in there and take the reins like a Klopp or something like that. You know what I mean? To really like grab the squad and make them feel like, it's us against the world. A really top manager. And I don't know whether Nagelsmann will do that.
I don't know. He done good things at the likes of Leipzig, and he was doing great things at Bayern. And when Chelsea were interested in him, I was saying to yourself, you know what, he's not a bad option. Very Tuchel-y. Like, he's similar enough kind of style to Tuchel. But he pulled out of the race for whatever reason, going to Chelsea. I don't know whether maybe he heard Todd Bowley's fucking fantastic plans for the next fucking 6 years and said, you know what, this isn't me. Todd Bowley probably wants too much control for a manager's liking. So I don't know whether that was him. So maybe it was apparently it was his decision to pull out of it. So that's kind of someone that it's worrying for Chelsea, but then it also shows a good character for Nagelsmann. So it could be a good thing for Spurs to get him. But again, they need investment. When was Spurs' last big massive signing? They've never had one, really, have they?
They've never had a big massive signing, no. Yeah. That's Daniel Levy all over. Yeah. They did sign a few players when Mourinho was there. But yeah, again, it's media. They're mediocre. It's him. He's a Del boy. On a massive scale, obviously, with Tottenham Hotspur. Like, he's delivered the stadium, which is an amazing stadium. They were lucky to have Harry Kane for as long as they did. Yeah. If Harry Kane doesn't move now, he will absolutely regret it. It's a similar view to what Alan Shearer was at Newcastle. But the only thing was, I think Shearer got away with it because he won the league with Blackburn and then went to Newcastle.
Exactly.
So he always had it in his back pocket that I won the league. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm here at my boyhood club. If he loves Tottenham, that's absolutely fine. But I think he's given more than enough to that club out of his career. And I think even the fans would respect if he moved on.
Yeah, I don't think there could be any. Now look, London fans are they're a different breed, especially for Spurs fans. But I don't think they could argue at all with Kane if he wanted to leave there. Like, they know the shit situation they're in. They know it's not looking bright for them. Like, and there's no way they can expect someone of that talent to just stick around and hope for the best, like hope for a miracle. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, and if they do react badly to Harry Kane leaving, be a very poor showing for the Spurs fans. Paddy, we'll move on again. Actually, one other thing that I wanted to say was Conte came out and said it, and this match was fucking a perfect example. It was a massive game, and he said these players don't want to play under pressure, and fucking nail on the head. And he was spot on, because first bit of pressure that comes on them, they fall like a fucking napkin. So, Paddy, the one bit of success, I suppose, that it's not even success, but it's the best thing that they've probably fucking done, was get to the Champions League final with against fucking Liverpool and lost. But the man to do that and get them there was Pochettino, which leads us on to our next bit of news, that Pochettino apparently is in the final stages of signing a contract to take over as Chelsea manager. Paddy, I, for one, I'm very happy about this. I've always rated Poch. I always thought he's a really good manager and seems like a top man, in fairness to him. He seems like a good bloke. Watching the Spurs documentary, was it the Spurs documentary? I think it was the Spurs documentary, and everybody, all the players seem to love playing for Poch. So that's what I'm hoping he can bring to Chelsea. Bring a bit of fucking passion back to the players and really get them to feel the passion of the club and want to play football in a different way that they've been playing it. Something different, and just an experienced manager there with, again, I've said this before, with a load of shiny new toys that he can then go, right, I like this and like this and like this, and let's get rid of that one, let's get rid of that one, because Chelsea need a massive overhaul in the summer. They need to get rid of probably about 10 players at least for that squad to be a normal size squad. What do you think of Poch to Chelsea? Do you reckon it would be a success, or do you reckon maybe not?
I in short, and I'll give an explanation now, but I absolutely think it'll be a success. I think he's a great manager, an absolutely great manager. I think he was unlucky in terms of how they treated him at Tottenham towards the end, because I think that squad would have ran through a wall for him. They ran all day, every game. They tried their best for him. I know a couple of bad results at the end, otherwise he wouldn't have lost his job. But I think he could have turned things around. He could have done a worse job than anybody that they would have brought in after him. And then I think it was a bad move going to PSG, because I think the players in that club wouldn't run through a wall for anybody, because they believe they're bigger than the manager, because the club make them feel that. Like you look at Mbappe's contract and the likes of that, where he has a say in who the next manager is, blah blah blah. It's an absolute joke. So what he'll have at Chelsea is a mixture of players that will run through a wall, similar to Tottenham, but he's at a proper club that there's no Spursiness about them. You know what I mean? They've won cups, they've won leagues, in recent times.
Won everything.
And he also has a hell of a lot of resources at his disposal as well. So this could honestly, I feel like this could be the perfect mixture for both manager and club, because I would have took him at United for years. And I remember we talked about it on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
And I can't call you bullshit on you, because he's probably one of the only managers, when I did say I'd love to see him at United, you never said, Asher, he's shit. I wouldn't have him at United.
I never said it. I never disrespect Poch, because I always thought top manager was at a really difficult club to manage and done really good things with them. And everyone always goes, oh, he never won a trophy. It's fucking very hard to win a trophy at Spurs. But to get them to a Champions League final was unbelievable. And when you see that documentary and you see the passion he has and the players and how much they love playing for him. I think I even remember it in a Soccer AM interview. I think Tubes was interviewing him, and I think Harry Kane and Son come in and they're high-fiving him, they're hugging him and all, and even Tubes is kind of going, that's so strange to see the players come in and really kind of embrace you, and he was just oh, I love the players, blah blah. So I just think and even when we were saying the Ollie out thing and who was the next manager, Pochettino was one that I was saying, lads, get your fucking hands on Poch. He's a brilliant manager. And I've always said it. I've always said that Poch is he's top manager. So,
like you look at Spurs now, and realistically, they've had Conte. Like, we always forget when we say Conte. Like, Conte now looks like a failure because he went to Spurs. You know, because he lost the rag And, he didn't really paint himself in glory. But at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of what happened at Spurs was his fault.
No.
Like, he still is a great manager and he done great things at Inter Milan and Chelsea. But that's him now and Mourinho, two of the best managers of the modern day, in the modern game, couldn't succeed at Spurs. And Pochettino, I think people now will look back and say, shit, it wasn't his fault at all. He is a brilliant manager. Tottenham never should have got rid of him.
Yeah, quite successful, actually, looking at what he done. Right, Paddy, we'll leave it there and we'll move on. We'll move on next to the fantasy football. Right, Paddy, we'll run through. We are currently in the middle of a game week, so we're going to be looking at last week's game week. So I'll pull it up on the screen here. So if anybody is watching or listening to us, I always do that. Every week I say that. Anybody that is watching, I always go back and listen to every episode. I say it every fucking time. So anyone that is watching or fucking listening, anyone that is listening on fucking Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can go on to watch us on YouTube. Fucking hell. So I'll run through my team real quick, Paddy. So this is for last week.
So this is a problem for anybody that's what?
What?
This is a problem.
Listen. So game week 32, Paddy, the average points scored was 42 and I got 53. I made 2 transfers and I had a -4 hit. So not a bad week, I don't think. I think it was okay, a little slightly above average. Alisson in goal, 2 points shy. I had Ben White, got 4 points. I think he got an assist. Nearly scored as well, cleared off the line. Kilman, this is going to be the death of me because between him and fucking Tarkowski, every time I put one of them in, the other one. Look, I think I done it last week as well. Just check it real quick. Left, look, Kilman on the bench. He fucking gets a clean sheet. Put Tarkowski in. So I was like, right, who's going to get the fucking clean sheet out? These two, pick Tarkowski, pick Kilman. Tarkowski gets it. So I just can't win with these two. Trippier in there as well, 2 points, and Mo Salah in for 7. Billing, who I thought was going to get results, but didn't. He shy, 2 points. I put Martinelli as captain in hindsight, probably the right decision. He was my highest scoring player anyway. Odegaard, 7 points. Ollie Watkins, 2. Solanke, 2. And Harry Kane with 6. And on the bench, like I said, Tarkowski with 6 points. Don't get them.
Solid week,
yeah.
It was a difficult week because obviously you've got the 4 teams playing in the FA Cup final, so it was hard to pick.
There was a couple of fucking games missing. So where am I going here? Beyond the ball. So I am currently top of the league by quick maths. 38 points ahead of you, Paddy. So do you want to run us through your team for last week?
Yes, 60 points. So I was very happy with that. But again, I made 3 transfers, so that's -8 points. But yeah, it was a decent week. Olsen in goal. Because I have
Ederson,
Man City keeper. Yeah, so he didn't play. So he came in there, 1 point. Okay. Ben Mee. I think it's Ben Mee. I hope it's Ben Mee.
Over.
Shar got me 8 points. Trippier 2 and White 4. Then moving down, Saka Beast got me 26. That saved me skin because I did have a couple of players that were just not playing in any games the weekend. So between Martinelli, then I brought Luis Diaz in, but he only played the last part of the game for Liverpool. He's only back. So I'm hoping now he starts coming in more and get me a couple of points. And De Silva was just someone I bought ages ago to fill the squad. He's only in because other players weren't playing. And then Kane got me 6 up front. But as you see, no points on the bench. But the next game week, I'm hoping Havertz will be gone as soon as I get another transfer. Gone.
Well, buddy, you have. I don't know. Now I don't know if you've done this, but have you forgot to do your fantasy football this week?
No,
because you have.
I haven't.
This game week has started. There's matches on right now, so this is the game week that has started right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but look at me bench.
Okay, they're gonna come in. Okay. No, I think you've still forgot, Paddy.
No, I didn't have a.
You didn't take Havertz, so
I didn't have a transfer.
It doesn't matter. I think
what's wrong with Havertz?
No, he's injured. He's not playing.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But it doesn't matter because they'll swap out Ben Mee, who will probably get a fucking clean sheet against Chelsea anyway. So not the end of the world, to be honest with you.
Right.
I will. Oh shit! I clicked into the wrong lid. We'll just have a quick look at Connor's team and see how he fared out. He's been scoring well lately, actually. Let's see what he got. Partey in my pants. 22 points. I take that back.
Jesus.
Shocking. I can guarantee he has probably 4 players playing. He has Pope in goal. He has Ben Mee. He's got Bourne. He has Saliba, who's still injured, who's got 0 points. He has De Silva, who got 1 point. Trossard got 1. Rashford didn't play. De Bruyne didn't play. He has Kane as captain, who got him 12. So there's all of his points. He has Haaland on, didn't play. And he's got Ollie Watkins. Then he's got Solly March, didn't play. He has Bueno for Wolves, didn't play. And he has Shaw, who didn't play. So a bit of a shitty week for Connor. We'll have a look at the main table, Paddy, and see who is top. The last time we looked, we had O'Shea Kane up there for ages. And the last time we looked, I think he went down to like 9th or something like that. So Collie Lamb has been leading it for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see who was top. And it's still Collie Lamb. So he has 2-1-2-7. So he's taken about a 28 point lead now at the moment.
No,
Adam
points.
Doyle. 8 points. Sorry. Yeah. Fuck. Sorry. Yeah. Read that wrong. 8 point leads. Okay. So it's still quite close.
Yeah.
Adam Doyle in second with 2-1-1-9. Conor Ennis with 2-1-1-7. Jack Butler in fourth with 2-0-9-5. Johnny Murphy in fifth with Saka Spuds 2-0-9-1. Tony Tam with Spontan 2-0-8-8. Shane Burke in seventh with 2-0-7-5. O'Shea Kane down to 8th, Paddy, with 2-0-7-4. Sean McDermott in 9th with 2-0-7-2. And Francis Berlardi in 10th with 2-0-7-2. Same. So still all to play for, Paddy.
Yeah,
haven't really
at the top.
Yeah, haven't really decided what the winner gets, but look, it's still open. Right, Paddy, we're going to jump on to the predictions. Right, Paddy. First game we have up is Chelsea versus Brentford. Do you know what was great about last weekend, Paddy? Chelsea didn't have a fixture, so they didn't lose.
Yeah. That's why you're so happy today. I was kind of like, this is weird.
Yeah. I didn't have to fucking vent about it, so it's great. Chelsea against Brentford. Oh, the problem we have is we can't fucking score. So I'm going to say they're going to turn this around and Chelsea are going to win 2-1. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think Ivan Toney's probably going to score against us. But I think we might get 2 goals. I think there'll be set pieces or else an own goal. I think one is going to be from a corner and one is going to be an own goal or else a massive deflection. Right? That's how confident I am about Chelsea scoring. What do you think?
Law of averages are you are bound to win a game eventually.
Has to.
I would say it might be this one because you're at home, but against it, you see Brentford have been dropping points recently as well. They haven't been as strong. But does that mean then they fight even more? And if they do, then are Chelsea fucked? I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Because you may see another sacking of an interim manager. Oh, poor old fucking Lampard be sacked twice by Chelsea. That won't be good, would it?
That won't happen. It's not going to happen. Can't happen. Dear God, please don't let that happen.
Actually, no, if Bowley kept Potter for nearly a full season, he's definitely not going to sack Lampard after like 4 games.
Can't. Apparently, we said this last week, but apparently he took that advice from James Corden. I haven't confirmed. I haven't confirmed that fucking or denied that story yet. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's funny.
It's shocking.
I'm gonna believe it's true because it makes it funnier.
I don't want to believe it, but I fucking am 80% sure it's probably true.
Wrexham are looking to get Gareth Bale.
Seen that, yeah. Seen Rob McElhenney putting out a tweet or something like that saying, "Oh, let's play golf," and he goes, "I promise I won't beg you to come back for a season." Like, yeah. Fair play to him. Fair play to Wrexham as well for getting promoted. That's a fucking fairy tale story right there.
Really is.
Did you watch the documentary?
No.
Oh, Paddy, that's what. Oh, very good because they show the stages of it. It's called Welcome to Wrexham. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah. They show the stages of it before they actually own the club. So they go through the process of buying the club, and you get to see all that as well. It's very good. They has to go through the fans committee. They have to have like an approval right for them, and obviously they get it because no spoilers there. They own the club.
So they're in the second division now, aren't they?
Gone up to the second division now. Yeah, it's the first time in 15 years. I think they're after getting out of it.
50.
15, I think.
No, 50.
Oh, 50?
50.
Oh, I thought it was 15.
I think now we'll probably have to Google that now. But...
Breaking news: Paddy says 50 years since Wrexham have been in the league. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I heard 15.
But so do you think they might get promoted again straight away?
I think so. Like they have good players there. Your man Paul Mullins is fucking savage. Like he's a League One striker. Like, and he dropped down to be closer to home. Yeah. So like he's proven himself at that kind of level. So he'll be well able for League Two. They're going to sign a couple of players. I think I've seen a clip of him and Ben Foster having a chat and kind of saying another year. And Ben Foster kind of shrugs it off a little bit. And he was like, it's a year. That's a contract. He said it. He's like, oh, mad. So Ryan Reynolds is kind of jumping on
right
like that.
15 as well. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Smugness. Yeah. So look, I think, it'd be a fairy tale story to see them eventually up in the Premier League. I don't know how long that'll take. I don't know how interested are fucking Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney gonna be for how long.
Ryan Reynolds is worth a fortune now because he owned some Canadian mobile phone company and sold it for like nearly $1 billion or something.
Yeah, it's mad. Like, and even in the documentary, your man Rob McElhenney is like, I need money. He's like, but I don't need money. I need Hollywood money. He's like, I need superhero money. Like, I basically just said I'm fucking using them for his money. Like, it's brilliant. It is, but it's very funny.
At the last game there.
Yes, all fucking Avengers are assembling.
But you're going to see loads of fucking Americans now with Wrexham jerseys on and everything.
Yeah, so Chelsea have already organised a friendly with them. Obviously, Todd Bowley having some
Man United
connection. Man United. It's mad. It is. It's just fucking the Yanks are taking over the world. Right, Paddy, we'll move on to that. Sorry, that was a little bit off track there. But West Ham versus Liverpool. Paddy, how do you see this one going?
I say West Ham looked very good against Arsenal. Not in the first couple of minutes, not in the first 20 minutes, say, but after that, then they really start fighting back. They fought back in the Conference Cup as well. I think they're losing against Genk or something, and they came back. Yeah. Not that I'm saying they're blowing people away, but they're getting respectable results. Liverpool's defense, I think, are very, very weak, and they're not in Anfield. So I see West Ham winning here. I think it'll be. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go for a 0-0 actually.
Ooh, okay. So you don't see them.
No, I don't actually. No, I think it's gonna be because I don't think. Yeah, I think Liverpool's defense is bad.
I think you're right though. I think the draw is probably the right result. But I think there's going to be goals in this, and I think it's going to be 2-2. I'm going to say Jota to score because he's been banging them in. So I think the same as you. I don't think there's going to necessarily be an overturn from West Ham, although they have been getting a couple of results lately. Yeah. I don't think they're going to overturn them, and I don't think Liverpool are going to be good enough to overturn West Ham. So I think 2-2 is probably the right result, maybe not the right score.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely said 0-0 because I was going to say West Ham to win, and then I couldn't think of someone to score.
I couldn't think of a scorer, so should have done the old trick and gone with 2-1, and then said fucking Jota to score for us.
Yeah, damn it, rookie mistake. Shit.
But we can edit it out, Paddy.
From next week onwards, now if we ever say 2-1, that just means I don't know the players.
Yeah. If there's ever a consolation goal on the team. Right, Paddy, we'll move on to the next one, probably the biggest game of the week. Man City versus Arsenal. How do you see this one going?
Man City 4-1. Haaland score.
Oh, you think it's going to be a spanking?
Yeah, I think Man City are going to come out and they're going to teach them a lesson. And Arsenal's defense has been fairly poor, so yeah, I just see them being walked over.
I just do you know what I think now, right? And I just think that now the pressure is probably off Arsenal a little bit. They probably think to themselves, we fucked it away. It's done. Let's just go for it. I swear that's what I'm thinking. They're gonna be thinking, right, we fucked this up here. We're
After
coming up
this
against
game, it
him.
will be. But I think they'll probably be thinking for this game, this is it. This is their final for the season.
So this is why I'm like, I think they'll just fucking throw the bus at it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Throw the bus at it. Is that a saying? Do you throw the bus at it? No, you
the
park the bus, don't you?
The kitchen sink.
Oh, the kitchen sink. Yeah, fuck. That's like going to be fucking.
Must be too big.
It's like all that and a slice of bread. Fucking hell. How do you throw a bus at something? Fucking idiot.
That's the Avengers and fucking Wrexham. They'd be
It's fucking what's his face? Captain America.
Park the bus.
Park the bus. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I think they're having a stroke every week or something.
Whatever, you know. They're all in there. It's just trying to get them out in the right order, you know. It's difficult to do. Yeah, I don't know, Paddy. I don't know whether I think they're going to throw the bus at them here. I just don't know whether they're going to be sitting back. I think they're kind of go. Look, to be honest with you, let's call it a spade. Man City are better. They're going to be 3-1. Fuck that. Grealish is going to score as well. He's class. Right, we'll move on, Paddy. Spurs and United. I'm going to jump in here, right, and I'm going to say, I still think that Manchester United are going to beat Spurs. I think Spurs have fucked it now. Ryan Mason, everybody's like, oh, give it to Ryan Mason, blah, blah. He's not going to do anything, right? I think he was like the fucking Spurs under 21s coach or something like that. He's not going to turn this team around.
No.
Like, they're not going to be motivated to impress fucking Ryan Mason. And I think they're going to lose 2-0. And I think Bruno is going to score. What do you think?
He's an injury concern.
Oh, he's injured. He's injured.
He's not definitely injured because, but he's a concern. The team news hasn't been put out yet. Right. But if we look at fantasy football, he's still only orange as well. He's not red, so he's not definitely.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that fantasy football as well. So I'm gonna say he's definitely starting, and he's gonna score.
I think United have a point to prove in terms of, especially up front, because Martial needs to eventually start fucking knocking the goals in. Rashford has been dry now for a couple of games. And I think, it would be too strong for them going forward. I think they might score against us, all right, but Harry Kane and Son there, but I do believe it would be too strong for them going forward. So I'm going to say United 3-2. I think it'll be a good game, and Martial to score.
Okay, cool. Next one, Paddy, is kind of moving on to the one.
Oh, lovely.
You're like, oh yeah, more United. It's lovely.
Considering this game as well, actually, this is relevant as well. So at the moment, Aston Villa are winning, and that brings them to within 5 points of United. Ooh. So it'll be interesting now after these two games where everyone sits.
Another thing, Paddy, is that we currently have Leicester versus Leeds on, and Leeds are winning 1-0. Big, massive battle going on in relegation. So, that's an interesting one to keep an eye on, because Absolutely. it is 1-0 to Leeds. And does that get them a clear? Oh, that'll put them 4 points clear now. Everton have a game in hand; they can win that. But that's a nice little gap where it gives you a little bit of breathing space, not much, but a little bit.
It would be crazy to see Everton or Leicester going down. Leicester won the league only a couple of years ago, and the investment that has gone into Everton over the last, say, 8 to 10 years has been ridiculous. It's mad to see. But again,
I think Bournemouth are going to be in trouble.
It could be, but look, they're 5 points outside.
Yeah.
5 points outside the drop. But Man United, Aston Villa. If it was in Villa Park, I'd be very worried. But considering it's in Old Trafford, I'm going to go for United 2-0. And again, Martial. He has to
I think you're right there. I think 2-1 to Man United. And I think I'm going to go with Lindelof to score, because he might be feeling a little bit.
Penal hero.
Yeah, a hero. You know, he might be feeling like a hero at the moment. So I'm going to go with Lindelof to score. Paddy, the last game of the week is Liverpool versus Spurs. I'm going to jump in. I'm just going to give a score prediction straight away on this. I see this being a very open game. I'm going to call it 3-2 to Liverpool. I'm going to say there's going to be goals. And I'm going to say Darwin Núñez to score. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see anything changing for Tottenham here, and it's in Anfield. So yeah, Liverpool win 4-2, and Harry Kane to score first.
Oh, nice. Is that when you didn't know any players and you went with
No, I'm all right with Liverpool. Yeah, I have them all up my dartboard at home.
Yeah. Who's on the bullseye? Who's that one?
Klopp, definitely. Klopp.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough. Paddy, that's it. We're wrapped up. That's the end of the podcast. It's been a good one. Got through a lot of stuff today. So, yeah, Paddy, next Tuesday when we're back, Arsenal will be playing Chelsea at 8 p.m. So we may be watching that match while recording the podcast next week. So that'll be a good one. Thanks for joining me, Paddy. It's been a pleasure. More a pleasure at the start when I got to slag you about Sevilla. But then we kind of had to listen to you talk shit about getting to the final and all.
Yeah, well, look, but I expected it, the jealousy, you know what I mean? Considering that we won a cup, we're in another cup final, and we've got Champions League football.
Okay.
Yeah. You enjoy your relegation battle.
Look, Chelsea didn't lose this week, and that's all. We dropped 0 points on the weekend. Yeah, we dropped 0 points on the weekend, so I was happy. Right, Paddy, that's it. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks, everyone, for listening. If you've listened this far, if you are on YouTube, watching us on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, make sure you hit subscribe. I'm kind of just half saying words here. Hit subscribe, like, follow, comment. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, rate us 5 stars, and follow us as well. You can follow us. You can download the episodes. It's all great stuff. It all helps.
If you want to send us money, DM and then ask for my PayPal details.
Yeah. I'll send you Revolut. I don't mind. I'm easy. I'll take Revolution if you want to Revolution me money. So yeah, that's it. Paddy, we're going to be back next week, 8 p.m, where we will be watching Chelsea versus Arsenal. We will see everybody next week.